That's right. This is Bad Weather Fans, episode number 28. Mike and Alex with you. Mike Biseglia, Alex Benesowitz. And Dolan J. Trump is not here. I am back. I'm filling in. And, first of all, Alex, thank you so much for having that guy fill in for us. I know he has so many wonderful opinions. And I love to, I have to fucking post these things. And I see in the description, like a Knicks for clicks or... I just got right? I got annoyed instantaneously when I saw what you posted, and I was like, I can't be there to defend what is rightfully mine on this pod. And then it's like you guys have to spew bullshit. But anyway, great job by the two of you. And how the hell?
He's an ex-Nets fan that became a Knicks fan, so you know how that goes.
No, I get that. Yeah. I know that he knows his stuff. Trust me, he knows.
Yeah, he does.
Bigger than the persona of the Twitter handle. He knows stuff. He knows Armin Gilliam, Hammer Time, the whole deal. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does. He's a good guy. He's fun. He has keeps the flow going. We had a good show. It was good. You did not get Wally Pipp though, so you're back. You're back into the action.
If there is, can we talk? We can talk about this. This Wally Pipp thing. I hate that term.
You're the one who said it to me first, like a couple weeks ago.
Okay, well then I'm just then fuck
you put
me.
it in my brain.
I hate it. Like anytime, if I'm out at work, they're like, I hope the other producer doesn't come in and Wally Pipp you. I'm like, well, I hope he does. He probably will do a better job.
It's one of those old sports cliches.
It's such a sports cliche.
Yeah.
Well, how are you? You doing good?
I'm good. Rough week, back and forth. I was just talking about that before. I don't need to talk about that on air. But
look at your background. Where are you? Looks like you're in the Poconos.
No, East Rockaway, New York, on Long Island. I'm at my parents' house. It's Rosh Hashanah. Happy New Year, Lashana Tova to everybody, Jewish listeners out there. And I'm out here for I had to do the podcast here because of extenuating circumstances. So. But we're here and we're ready to go. This is my old room. It doesn't look like what it looked like when I used to be here. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of Rent. That's like a Rent poster over my right shoulder.
Can't tell. I can't see that.
My mom kind of redecorated here a little bit, but I have a bunch of my old crap in my closet that's behind this. It's a giant closet. It's like kind of my storage unit for my old artifacts of cards and old jerseys and old magazines. So I grabbed a few magazines while I was waiting for my Wi-Fi to connect here. So we can show some stuff. I don't know if you want to do that now.
Like Nick magazines or like
no,
Playboys?
No, not Playboys. Old. I used to collect magazines. I had a subscription from Sports Illustrated from 1990 through I don't even know 2007, 8.
Oh, wow.
So, and I collected so many. I used to have them in Slam magazines and a bunch of other basketball magazines. I would frame them and put them on my wall. Stuff like that, fun ones. So I have a couple that I found that randomly. You want me to do this now?
Yeah, get them out now. You know what magazine I liked when I was a kid because I liked Beckett to get card prices.
Beckett, yeah.
That was always exciting, and you could see if your cards. You could look up the price of the cards you got.
Right.
That was exciting. I never had anything great.
One of my favorite card was I had a Kobe Bryant rookie card, so I still have it, and I have.
What is that worth?
Last I checked, it was $80, but that was 15 years ago. I looked, so who knows what it's worth now.
You should look it up.
Yeah, I should. I have it. It's kind of right there, actually.
Good condition.
Yeah, it's good condition. I think it's in that drawer, but I don't want to go through it because there's a bunch of shit in there. How you get all these cards and just throw them in a drawer, and there's all those cards that are worth 1 cent that are just kind of just mixed around with pictures and all that junk drawer stuff. So, all right. So
what do you got?
Magazine number 1, an old Hoop magazine. Remember Hoop magazine?
Let me see it. Maybe it'll remind me.
Look who is on the cover.
Ah,
our two friends.
Our two friends. I remember that picture. That's a famous photo. I've seen the photo. I definitely have seen
Can you
photo.
think that in this time when they're taking this picture that they knew
Hoop.
that?
Yeah, I know
Steve
Hoop.
Nash,
Okay, yeah. The season preview.
Right. Steve Nash would be the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets, and Amari Stoudemire would be playing in Israel right now. Do you think they thought that at the time of this photo?
I do not. That's definitely. First of all, you said the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah.
And
this is what is the date of this?
07. It's 2008. So probably October 07 would be my.
November 07. Yeah. And then what I love about looking at old magazines is the things on the side. You know what I mean? Like Ray Allen, Deron Williams, driven to success.
Darren
Davis,
Darren
thumbs up.
Williams. Darren.
What did I say? Darren?
Deron.
Oh, Deron. Whatever. Who cares? You don't care about his name either.
I know. I just anytime you get something incorrect, I have to point it out. Oh, yeah.
Enes Kanter.
Right, and as I've mentioned this numerous times on the podcast, I just have not met a Knicks fan that knows more hoops than me. So I just always have to know that.
The other one, hey, Rook, meet the 07 newbies, which would be a cool thing to read. But Gilbert Arenas versus Tracy McGrady. Is 0 greater than 1?
Oh, I think we know the answer to that.
Yes, I think we figured that one out. And then here's another good one. Slam Magazine, The Great Debate.
Oh, God.
Kevin Durant or Greg Oden.
Wow.
This did not age well.
No. Holy shit. Judgment Look at that. Man, talk about.
Yeah, this one's not in great condition. I kind of beat the crap out of it, but, on the top, Golden Revival, Barrett and the Warriors come out and play. So that was the We Believe
year.
Yeah, they were so fun that year.
That was a fun team.
Then we have this one, which I'm going to frame now. Kobe's moment. The one when he won his title when Shaq left, the first one.
Oh, wow.
Now this is this is in mint condition. And I love the top, Rex on the top, Rex and Buddy.
And then the Penguins, I guess, won the cup.
Yeah, but who cares? Well, I guess your wife does, right?
She used to. I don't think she cares now.
Yeah. And then the last one, which is my favorite one, this is it's not in mint condition. I'm really mad about it because I remember I had it, and then I was like, wait a second, I might still have that somewhere. This is LeBron James when he was a junior in high school. It says The Chosen One, high school junior.
Be careful, LeBron your address is on there. Your old address.
And it's okay. So this is so cool. So this is him when he was a junior in high school. Is that crazy? Yeah,
you should get these things framed. You should do something with them.
And then something I'm going to send to you. An old poster from Slam Magazine. Nate Robinson.
Why are you sending that to me?
Just because I know you love the Knicks so much.
Oh my God!
Put this on Ryan's wall, for his crib, by his crib.
We're not doing that.
It's a pretty cool poster, actually. But my fiance would kill me if I ever tried to do you're not putting this shit up. What are you, crazy?
Well, you're an adult. How old are you? 35? You can't be putting up posters of Knicks on your wall. I mean, you're an adult.
Especially magazine posters from 2004.
Yeah, I mean, come on, right. If you,
honestly, it's got to be autographed by Michael Jordan or something. It's got to be something legit. You know what I mean?
If you had on your wall a poster of Mitchell Robinson, I'd be really worried about you. That would be a bad. I love my Knicks. You're an adult. You're about to be married. There's a line where you gotta
what
stop.
are you doing?
Maybe you have a Knicks throw pillow that's on the couch.
Yeah, or a blanket that you use in the corner. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I guess what's the age when you can't have a poster? I mean, if you were single,
middle school, high school maybe college. Actually, college I had posters. Everybody
I had posters in college.
Yeah.
If you were single at 35, living in the city.
Yeah.
Would you have posters on your wall, or would you have an adult bedroom?
I would not, because you know why? Because of girls. Because girls would come there and be like, "What the fuck?" You ever hear the Cat Williams thing where he's like, "Men buy nice cars because girls like nice cars." He's like, "I don't drink Alizé, but bitches do, so I bring them in my house." He says things like that. He goes to the whole list.
Yeah.
He's like, if a guy, I don't know if it was Cat Williams or Chris Rock who said this line, but he's like, if a guy can fuck a girl in a cardboard box, he wouldn't buy a house. It's so true. I don't know if I should say that or not, but I did say it. It's still funny. But you're like, this is our last podcast.
What's that? What'd you say? Oh, our last podcast.
This is going to be our last podcast, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. What if you, let's say, hypothetically, you're single. I know you're not, but I'm just saying hypothetically. And you have a Mitchell Robinson poster on your wall. Not from the games, because he hasn't done anything in a game, but all these practice videos we see on Twitter. So, it would most likely be a photo of that, because that seems more on point. And here's a photo of Mitchell Robinson dribbling through his legs, because, wow, NBA players can dribble through their legs. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
And then some girl came over. You had a nice romantic night. You and her went to a place where you get grilled chicken, because I know you love grilled chicken. And
a salad, yeah.
And a salad. And then she comes over and she's like, I love your poster. I mean, then look at that.
Then, I'm getting on one knee in that moment right there. That's it. I'm done. That's it.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I
always laugh. Yeah. Okay,
I have over here. There's just a bin, and it's just a bin of all my shit. That's Nets towels, Syracuse something. I have the Giants when they won the Super Bowl. I have the paper the next day from
that's cool.
07 with Eli Manning on it. All
one day
this.
I wish I could do that.
I have the same thing when the Mets won the NL East with David Wright and Jose Reyes.
I have a Sports Illustrated with the Mets ones in my closet, some of those Mets ones.
Yeah, I just have a bin of that shit. And basically, it's just not ever allowed to come out of that room.
But it's you can't throw it out. It's part of your life. You can't get rid of it. No,
I can't throw it out. If I threw that out,
it'd be a piece of you.
A piece of me. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
But it'll stay in the box, and you'll show your son one day when he's old enough to know.
So
Congrats again, by the way. Congrats again.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for the gift.
Yes.
Give you a shout out here for the gift, the little Nets gift. That must have been painful to buy.
Right. I thought about buying a Knicks one, but I figured it was going to be wasted, so it'd be just stupid, like,
a shit rag.
Yeah. Hey, she pooped. He pooped. I mean, let's get it.
We can't do it.
No.
So this is interesting. I got a lot of net stuff, nothing
Right.
identical, which was cool.
Nothing. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. I thought I was, because I got it from the NBA store thing, so I figured that there's only so many toddler, net stuff. You know what I mean? There's not many toddler net fans that are out there that are, or any team. I mean, who's buying really? You can't. It's really specialized. I bought it for my buddy Randall. I mentioned Milan on the podcast. My friend. We grew up watching all the Knicks games together. When he had his first son, Axel, I bought him a John Starks personalized toddler like shirt kind of a thing. You know what I mean? So, and he loved it, and he gave it to he showed me what it was on it, and everything was great. So, I mean, a baby loves everything. They're just like, hey.
It's for the parents. It's all for the parents. It's so they look cute. It's for the parents.
Yeah.
All for the parents.
It is. A 1 year old, especially 1 or 2 year old birthdays, it's just kind of like, all right, this kid has no idea what he's getting or she's getting.
I had a thought I wanted to ask you. Now it slipped my mind. I'm mad at myself. I should have written it down, but it was something to do with that. I can't remember now. Oh well. But yes, thank you. Thank you. It's been a fun week and a half. And it does change your life. That is true.
It does.
Because
your life is different. It revolves around this baby now. That's it.
Yeah, like I'm looking, like my eyes look really baggy.
Mm-hmm. But we tried to do it last night. Remember? I don't know. Remember? I know you remember.
I do remember. Yes, I remember.
For the people listening, we tried to do it last night, but the Wi-Fi wasn't working at where I was, and it was freezing. It was like we couldn't do it. But I saw your face, and you're just kind of like, yeah, we got to do it. I'm like, all right, listen, this Wi-Fi's not working. Let's try to figure this out tomorrow.
Okay.
So
yeah, and that's what we did. So here we are.
I hit my computer.
So
what's up? How are you?
Yeah, well, I mean, the truth of the matter is, like, I mean, last week it was like, or 2 weeks ago, it was like such an explosion of net news with Steve Nash, and and now things have sort of settled as the NBA playoffs have gone on. I do want to bring up a comment, a comment when this is generalizing here. You thinking that there is a lot of national attention on the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's as much as you think.
Okay.
Like when you're like, you had these tweets. These tweets drive me nuts. These are the tweets that drive me nuts now. Not the ones where you're purposely an asshole. Those don't bother me because I don't take those seriously.
Because you can tell now. We've been friends long enough now. You can tell.
But the ones where you think you're putting a good point together, I'm like, I don't think it's a good point. That's the ones that annoy me.
Which one?
I don't have it in front of me exactly, but it's something like,
oh, that's convenient.
Like, here's the national news caring about the Knicks again when they're the biggest story when it's the NBA second round. Your hair looks better. I don't think they're as relevant as you believe they are to be. I think your Twitter landscape, has kind of just been warped in where you see it all. But I don't think they're as big as a national storyline as you perceive it to be. And I'll be fair on myself, and I know, like, I'm probably at the same time not wanting it to be, so maybe it's somewhere in the middle. But I wanted to point that out. Because I know you and Dolan J. Trump were talking about it a little bit. So I just wanted to make that a point. I just wanted to say that to y'all.
Well, my response to that, do you hear stories on TV or in your Twitter world about the Sacramento Kings?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Like what?
And I'll tell you why.
Do they get mocked for random things that they did 5 years ago and when they didn't have a draft pick?
No, because I was producing Scott Pollard's podcast.
So I picked the wrong team.
You did. This is not a joke. I'm going to give you my real answer.
I know you did.
You can take it for what it's worth. I produced Scott Pollard's podcast, and I made it a point, like on Facebook and Twitter, to get involved with some Kings relationships
and learn it.
Because I wanted to share his Kings stories. So to answer your question, yes.
Yeah, but is it on ESPN? Is it on Fox Sports TV? Is it on anything like that?
No, they're not. The Kings are a little bit, though, for their dysfunction that happened with their ownership with Vlade, and then everything that happened behind the scenes there. The Kings with like Luke Walton and the shit that went down.
The Detroit
and the firing of Dave Yeager was a little bizarre. So you know what? Yeah, I think the Kings got a little attention. I do. Yeah, I think I had an answer for you on that.
What about the Detroit Pistons or Atlanta Hawks or teams like that? The Charlotte Hornets. Do they get as much attention as the Knicks?
No.
Knicks,
Definitely not. Well, the Knicks are they're more of a pillar franchise.
Right. But
they definitely do. Yeah.
What bothers me and other fans is not that they get criticized, because obviously they deserve to get criticized. It's the fact that you're just minding your business, and then randomly these accounts, obviously you just don't follow them or just ignore it. But sometimes it's impossible, and it just gets you going, and that's the point of them. It just comes out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like the Knicks could have drafted Jamal Murray, but they traded that pick. Oh yeah, well they got Carmelo Anthony. I mean, were you against that trade back then? No, you weren't. But now you're saying, oh, you should have. You know what I mean? Like it's just cherry picking ideas because it gets them attention. And then if you look at the list, somebody put out I forgot who it was. I think it was Andrew Claudio, one of these guys that produces a bunch of podcasts. He put out a screenshot of, I forgot the site, but when every lottery pick was taken, and when the Knicks dropped to 8, the amount of retweets and likes that got as opposed to the other picks was like 4 times the amount of the other teams. So it shows why people do that. It shows why these accounts do that, because it gets the attention. So that's why, you know what I'm saying? So it does exist. But is it to the level that I think it is because I'm in my world? Probably not, but it does exist. It does exist that they trolled Knicks fans for attention. They know making fun of the Knicks makes other fans laugh because we're that tier 1 franchise that's been tier 32.
Well, let me ask you this then. Why is it that the Knicks fan seems more sensitive than, let's say, when it happens to the Met or Jet fan?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
It's a good question.
It is a good question.
Because it happens to the Mets. Oh, it's just the Mets and the Mets.
I think because the Mets win sometimes.
Knicks fans are sensitive about it.
The Mets win sometimes. Every decade, they'll give you that. They're knocking on the door, or they're in the World Series once a decade. Every 7, 8, 9 years, they're going to be knocking on the door. So, they'll have their down years, and when they're down. They're bad.
I mean? But I get that.
So, you make fun of because it's always the owner, and right now, especially with Steve Cohen coming on, thank God, God bless him. That's a different story. So I think that's why. And with the Jets, it's kind of like the Jets are kind of the butt of everybody's jokes all the time, and even to Jets fans, it's kind of like built into our culture and our ingrained in our veins. Like we make fun of us too. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
you're not answering my question.
Fumble the ball on the goal line. You know what I mean? Things like that. So I don't know.
But answer my question. Why does the Knicks part of it annoy you more than the other two teams?
Because I think it's more the Knicks used to be this, we're the arrogant fan base that
this is where I'm going.
Yes, I knew. See, but I'm not denying it. We're the arrogant fan base that is punched in the gut all over and over and over again. That we're just tired of it. Like, you're tired of it, especially from last summer where it was kind of concocted to make fun of us, where we're being told that you're getting these players. ESPN, Bleacher Report, everybody is putting together these memes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we don't need to talk about that again. They're putting this stuff together, getting us excited. How do you not get excited when every reporter is saying you're getting Kevin Durant, you're getting Kawhi Leonard, you're getting Kyrie Irving, you might get Zion, and if not, you'll get Ja Morant. Like, you know what I mean? There's so many things, and I love RJ Barrett. Don't get me wrong. So there's so many things and then now you're gonna be like, haha, Knicks fans, you stupid motherfuckers, you thought you were getting everybody. Ha 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 ha. It's like, how can you do that? How can you set us up? It's like. But this is where I'm going with this. Getting
like the Met fan does it. They're the Met fan. The Jet fan does it. I'm just sticking to New York because I think the people listening to this can understand, and obviously you can relate to because of the other two teams you like. I like the Mets. I like the Giants. So we split on that.
Fair enough.
But there is something about the Knicks fan that takes it so personal when the national media attacks them, but that they don't with the other teams. And you answered the question because you're arrogant. And you're better than everybody, and I think it stings more. And like you said, so it stings more to you when the national media goes after you. And there is something there from that arrogance that is. Then this is from my end is what makes the Knicks fan the worst. Is this arrogance of this? Like, and that's why I always said, like, the Knicks fan is you took the Yankee arrogance with the Mets winning, and I'm like, what is this? This doesn't. I'm like. Why are you acting like you're the Yankees, but you win not like you're the Met? And I could never fully grasp that. So I want to know the answer.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think the Knicks fans have that old school New York, we're the number one team in town, only team in town. Like, it was the one team before the Nets came. I mean, they're still whatever. We don't go there. They're the one team that all of New York can unify on. you have baseball, you had debates, Yankees or Mets, and even 50 years ago, Giants and Dodgers. You had, football, you have Jets and Giants. Hockey, you have Rangers, Islanders. There's so many things. Nobody cared about the Nets or New Jersey. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying that
I know.
nobody did. So like it was kind of like I remember being as a kid when all my cousins were Giants fans or Yankee fans. So like we'd always debate like, oh, who's this and who's that? We'd joke around. Like, I had my appendix taken out when I was in 3rd grade, and I woke up, my uncle put a Giants banner over my head, and I was like, oh, get that out, like kind of a thing, all groggy. It's like ingrained in our family, and
Right.
may rest in peace, my Uncle Zach. And so it's like kind of stuff like that. So but like the Knicks, like every time there was a big Knicks game and we were all together, we'd be like, yeah, we're all like together. So it kind of was like a big prideful thing for New Yorkers that it became like an arrogance, especially in the 90s. They were so good and they never got over the hump, but they were so good. And every year you knew like you were going to be in a series that was going to get down to the end and you were going to knock on the door. And if things broke right, somebody got hurt or a ball bounced the right way off the back rim, you might get to the finals and you might win the damn the whole you know what I mean? Like, so that was a good long time, 10, 12 years that was like that. So in a short, and plus you had our parents' ages. They had the 70s and the 60s with Clyde and Willis and Pearl and all these guys and DeBusschere and Bradley and Barnett, and like they had all these guys, and that was like supposedly the perfect basketball team. Everybody was unselfish and nobody was this. You know what I mean? Everybody hustled, and so that was a prideful team that trickled down to the next generation. You know what I'm saying? So
I got
Bernard
you.
King mixed in there, and I can go on the Knicks history all day. I know it's really bore you to death,
Mhm.
but and even before that, in the 50s, they got to the finals a few times that nobody remembers. So it's like that's a great grandfather's, and it's passed down, and it's a kind of like it's like everybody's like the Knicks, like that's our team, the city team, So it's that's kind of why I think that everybody has this arrogance, like we are the Knicks, and that's why Dolan kind of ruining the team over the last 20 years is kind of really hurtful. But
Yes.
I do think over the last 5-6 years, he's kind of learned, and you can see the writings on the wall. I'm still waiting for the shoe to drop. I'm waiting for him to do something stupid and jump in and push a GM to do something. But I think he's going the right direction. He has learned. So I'm kind of being a little positive and cautiously optimistic. And the worst owner in New York right now that the Wilpons are selling is not James Dolan. It is Christopher Johnson of the Jets. But that's another conversation for later in this podcast.
See, that is why you should be thankful for the Nets moving to Brooklyn, because it has unified the Knicks fans to come together a little bit more. Because in the past, like you said, the Nets, not really the number 2 team in town.
Yeah, in the finals, I didn't care. I actually rooted for them.
No, you didn't care. I mean, I did. There were more Net fans than you think. I'll tell you that.
No,
It's
there were.
big city. It's not like there.
Yeah.
I know, like the joke. There was 600 of us. I mean, there were a couple Net fans. It was like I would say 9 out of 10. I would think.
Well,
would
New
be,
Jersey has a pretty, it's a nice fan base, but there's a lot of New Jersey people that rooted for the Knicks.
Oh, I mean, there's probably for a lot of people that live in New Jersey a quicker ride to MSG than
or they're working in the city and they can go to the game right after work and things like that. So it's
I mean, like for me, we became Net fans because it was 15 minutes away and it was so easy. It was just so easy.
Right.
And my dad is from California, so he didn't care for the.
He didn't have a big.
He was more interested in the Lakers from their side of things. But I bring it all up kind of to tie together because I think you bring up an interesting point when you say like the Knicks were New York's team. So that's where this kind of mentality comes from, and that's why, like I said, like when the Nets now are in Brooklyn. It's annoying. It's annoying because they have taken some of their territory, some of their turf. I'm not going to say all of it. I'm not even claiming that, but they've made a dent. They've made a dent. Whatever it is, they've made a dent. And I guess I'd like to hear, and I don't know if it's going to be a strange thing. I'd like to hear from some teenagers, but I mean that in the sense of like I'd be curious what the 11 to 16-year-old that's kind of a newer sports fan and the team they like. I mean, the people you and I interact with are all older, or all have been like, like for example, this one guy that blocked me on Twitter when I'm just joking around, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Charles Smith, Charles Oak." Like that era of Nick is like the latest, like your edition,
right?
So I'm just be curious what like, I don't know, like a 14-year-old would think that grew up in the Knicks. I guess when they were in the playoffs was like 8 or 6 or whatever it was, and the Nets have been more relevant. I'd be curious for that fan. I don't know. I don't know any teenagers, so
I definitely see
more.
Answer that. I definitely see more Brooklyn Nets stuff like going on the subway or like going to the grocery store, stuff like hats and shirts than I ever saw New Jersey Nets.
Oh yeah, not even close.
100%. So yeah, it's not. Yeah, so if you look at it from that aspect, which is how like kind of how you gauge a real fan, because you're not wearing some random team's shirt. Unless, like, you know, it's very rare that you are. You know what I'm saying? If you have it laying around. I mean, I have a bunch of jerseys also. I go through my jersey collection where I have a bunch of random jerseys when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But that was just a crazy jersey freak. But, like, you know, there's not many people that are just going to wear the random Jets shirt. They're going to wear the random Giant shirt that if you're not a fan of that team. If I'm a Jets fan, I'm not going to wear your Giant shirt. Get the shit out of here. I wear, like, what I'm wearing. You know what I mean? Like, kind of a thing. So,
let me ask you this. If you had to pick one to wear, and you have to wear one, answer the question.
Yes, I will.
Yankee, Net, Brooklyn Net, or Giants? Have to wear one.
Probably the Giants, I'd say. Probably the Giants. And that's kind of trickled down recently because there was a good time, you know, the Rex era with the Fick the Cruz. We talked about that.
Yeah, that's when
Dolan.
Both were good at the same time, kind of.
Dolan Trump. Yeah, well, that you know, I made me really start hating the Giants. It was that era, right. And then they won the Super Bowl, and that, you know, I'm at the game with Vic the Cruz 99-yard touchdown, and he's running right towards me. I'm in the first level, and he's running right towards me. And I'm just
I was in Pittsburgh watching that game.
Me? Yeah, so. That I kind of developed a hate for them at that point. So, but before that and after that, I kind of, you know, I don't.
Giants
really
are awful
anymore.
now.
Yeah, and they're awful. Yeah, they've been the worst franchise, worse than the Browns over the last 5, 6, 7 years.
12 and 38.
Kind of crazy stat like that. What?
12 and 38.
Yeah, you saw the same stat. Yeah, it's been absurd. So
worst team in football.
But at least they drafted a running back, number 2. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? So
he's been like Saquon. Jeez.
And he's pretty overrated. Don't get me wrong. And don't get me started on that. People hate me on that. I mean, like,
well, he's just.
What has he done? What has he done? Don't compare him to Barry Sanders, please.
Yeah,
Stop.
No, he had such lofty expectations coming in. It's like you'll never live up to that.
Right.
And
of course, there's schemes for him. Yeah. Maybe he could. You never know. But
not
by the time he's
yeah.
We're talking at the same time, and that sucks. We're saying the same
that's
thing.
Okay.
Yeah. By the time he gets good, you know, or he's good, he's gonna have to get paid, and then you have to make that decision. Do you really pay him? And then you wasted his prime, and running backs only last till 28, 29, 30, and it's just like, what was the point of that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have, you know, if you don't want to draft Darnold, then draft, you know, the guard. What's his name that went to the Colts? I forgot his name. Whatever. Anyway, who cares about that?
I know what you're talking about. Anyway, I know his name. And I'm seeing his fucking face. He made weird noises when he runs down the field.
Yeah, what the hell? The Colts. Yeah,
not interesting. But I understand.
No,
you're right. No, I was just curious to get that answer. I think that's like for me. I think you know the answer if you ask me that question.
Knicks, of course.
Oh,
Knicks.
Yeah, not even close. I could.
Jets.
I still get like. I see
Yankees. Make you upset? This hat? Does it make you upset? Or
it doesn't make me upset.
Mad,
no,
right?
because it's a stupid hat.
We're on a YouTube page, guys. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or anywhere like that, we have a YouTube page. Type us in, Brad Weather Fans. You can see my magazines and my hats right now. So that's what we're talking about. If you're listening, like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, no, you can go see the visual of it. Yeah. Nah, it doesn't bother me with you anymore. But it's just like when I walk around and I see some guy and like, I'll tell you, like it just gets me going, man. I want to be better than that, and I've talked about being better than that. Like the Nets rivalry next year is going to be, you know, the Celtics and the Bucks. You know, it's not going to be the Knicks.
No, we'll see. We'll see what the Knicks do. They're not going to compete, obviously, but they can be decent. I mean, hopefully, we would hope.
Well, I've seen from this playoffs, I think the Nets can get to the championship.
Well, that's assuming the other teams don't do anything to improve.
Well, even if they do improve, what are they going to do to improve? I mean,
I don't know. The Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to do something crazy because they want to.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, they're going to have to blow
either
up.
way.
They have to do something. Yeah.
Either way, I'm just saying.
I don't know who that is though.
The Nets are in the mix next year. I mean,
is there a trade there? What do you think about this? Is there a trade there where you can trade Middleton and some other guys for like Bradley Beal? And would that even be that much of an upgrade that would be worth it for Giannis? Because Middleton has a max and so does Beal. So like, you know, it could work. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
I'd rather have Beal over Middleton in a second. I mean, I think for that, I think that'd be easy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mentality's there, yeah.
I don't know if there's any like deal.
But why would the Wizards do that? Yeah.
I'll tell you the loss that's killing them right now is the Malcolm Brogdon loss. That proved to be bad.
Right.
I mean, that the guy goes in house to the Pacers. I mean, he's been fantastic.
They chose Bledsoe over him, right? That was a big.
That
mistake.
was a big mistake. Malcolm Brogdon's becoming. He's going to be. He's not an all-star player, but he's going to be like right below. He plays great defense. He's selfless. He's a good guy to have. I mean, it's amazing. Like they blew it on him. They made a mistake, but they had all these free agents and the money. I mean, the Bucks were in this weird position, man. Like they didn't make it to the finals. They had all these free agents. They're basically like, let's bring it back. And it's just so weird to them that you could be such a good regular season team and then just flop in the playoffs every time. And I know this year was different because of the bubble and it wasn't exact circumstances and they didn't have the home court, but still, you know, they lost to the Heat in 5. It's just weird. It's weird to see a team be that good in the regular season back-to-back years in the NBA, not the NFL or baseball where this shit happens all the time. I can't speak for hockey. But in the NBA, you win 60-plus games back-to-back years. You make it to the finals. This is not football where, you know, a 9-7 team can run.
At least the conference finals. Yeah.
Just crazy. I don't know. Yeah. Giannis is great, but there's something about him. I don't know. There's something about him.
Do you think the crowd kind of screwed them, not having a crowd, a home court
advantage?
I do.
I think that hurt him a lot. I've heard him a lot. But, I mean, this is
the crowd can will you when Giannis is down. Maybe they can will you to a win there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I understand. But, I mean, that's the hand they were dealt. Like, you know, everybody didn't have that. So
they're too top heavy. It seemed they seem like that. Like their whole team is just revolved around Giannis. And if there's no Giannis, they're just toast. It's like the Knicks with Melo back in the day. You know what I mean? If he's not good, then the team sucks. You know what I'm saying?
They bring it back to the Knicks.
Yeah, everything comes back to the Knicks.
Yeah, like you were really upset about RJ Barrett not making the all-rookie second team.
I wasn't that upset. It was
you seemed upset.
I was just annoyed. I was annoyed. I was not angry like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. It was kind of like, of course. It was kind of like, of course this happened. You know what I mean? Like, how does what's his name? Terrence Davis on the Raptors get on the second team over RJ Barrett? Like, it's absurd. People are pointing to per 36, which is the worst stat ever. It's just like, well, if he played more, it's like, if you play for 2 minutes, you score 2 points and then you don't play again. That means you would have scored 2 points every minute. Like, I mean, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So it's just so stupid. So it's absurd. It's absurd. I don't need to go down there, but like, you know, a lot of my tweets got some attention. It was just kind of that kind of stuff just gets on my nerves so much because it's just they set us up for that one too, and they had a couple people had the podcast. I'm not going to say their names, and they planted that seed in people's minds, and then reporters get to say, why did you not vote for RJ Barrett and get on some radio station or some podcast and talk about it and give themselves their 15 minutes of fame and just off the Knicks name. And it's kind of like when that one guy, that Padres writer, didn't vote for Jacob deGrom for the Cy Young when he was by far the unanimous, and then he went on Steve Summers' show and he hung up after 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Like people do that. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know.
And I hate putting on people like that because they're doing it because they're looking for attention. And then when you do things like that, you feed into what you want to give.
Like Manish Mehta, like one of those guys.
You're giving them the attention that they wanted. They did this because they wanted you to reach out to them. Nobody knows who that writer is in San Diego here. Nobody cares. But now it's like, oh, we got to hear him. Let me give this guy his 15 minutes. It's like, ugh. Like, I mean, it's just a moron. It's just a guy that had a difference of opinion. You know, he might have woke up in that morning and said, you know, my wife just left me, my cat just left me. I want to make a point and just change things up and be a fucking dick. I mean, he could have done that.
Yeah, and he wants to get some promote, like, because it's hard, especially out there now. There's so many, because any fan can make the podcast, any fan can get their voice out there, any fan can write a blog, any fan. It's less and less needed for a reporter, a beat reporter is becoming less and less ideal. So in order for these guys to stay relevant and feed their family, you can have some credibility, but in order for them to do that, they have to create news. They have to create a story. You know what I mean? So-and-so, this bothers me so much. So-and-so left and didn't even talk to reporters. That's absurd. I can't believe it. It's so disgusting. Like,
you don't like that?
Like, who gives a shit? Like, I mean, so what? Mitchell Robinson didn't feel like talking to reporters. So what? Kyrie Irving walked out and just said, you know what? I don't feel like dealing with you motherfuckers today. Give me the fine. I'll pay the $20,000 and I'll go home and be peaceful. You know what I mean? Like, it's like $50 to them. You know?
How about when your life is like, I'd rather, if I had to pick between an annoyance for 20 minutes or 20 grand, and you could be like, I'll just give up 20 grand. You know, I personally couldn't make that life choice. I'd have to just deal with the nuisance. I couldn't. Just
right. Or just say, do the Marshawn Lynch kind of thing and just go, yeah.
I'm here so I won't get fined. I do like Kobe White, though. I like Kobe White. I think he's going to be a good player.
No, he deserves it.
That kid can score.
He came on late.
He came on
But
late.
RJ Barrett also got screwed from the season ending because he was coming on too. He's starting to put it together a little bit. If you watch it every game, like he was starting to put it together. A couple of games over 25 points, and they beat the Rockets. You know what I mean? Like he had the game winning shot. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, well, not game winning, but he put the game away with a shot.
I remember that Rocket game.
Yeah, that was wild. And then
Ntilikina
shut down Westbrook in that final shot. You know what I mean? So it was like everybody's getting excited, and then all of a sudden, they beat the Hawks, who everybody anoints as the Hawks. Are just they're all set. They have Trae Young. They can't win 25 games either, but they have Trae Young, so don't worry about it.
And John Collins.
Fine. John Collins is good. What's it? Hunter also, he's there too, right? So
yeah,
they have a couple guys. Herder. Is he
they
good?
have
I think he's a bust, right? And he's like, they thought he was going to be like Klay Thompson, and he's like, no, you're not.
Well, he's not that. He doesn't move like Klay Thompson does without the ball. And then his Duke.
They got Capella now too, though, the Hawks, right? Which is a weird deal, but I guess they wanted to have.
That's a weird trade. Can I ask you this about like the Knicks fan on Twitter? And I noticed this now because it's from you. I would never have noticed it. But there's more likes for Nick workout videos than any other team I've ever seen. They're like, Frank's got it together. I'm like, he's taking jumpers in a gym.
Smith Jr. dunked.
I'm like, what is it? I'm like, he looks good, but
it's like,
you don't think if there was a video of Spencer Dinwiddie taking jumpers in a gym, you wouldn't be impressed? Like,
I think Kevin Durant gets you guys excited because you're getting
ready.
But
that's different.
But I'm saying that's the mentality there, though.
There's a difference if somebody hasn't played in a year and you're seeing him move because of an injury, and not your sixth best player taking jump shots, improving. It's like Taurean Prince is hitting 25-foot threes. Oh my God, boy! The Knicks fan loves a practice tape like Mitchell Robinson dribbled through.
Not me. I'm over. I'm over. Well, that started with Hoodie Mello. That started with Hoodie Mello. Remember the Hoodie Mello things?
Yes.
That started with that.
Is this a thing? I'm like the Knicks fans' obsession with. I mean, I'll tell you this: if there was an NBA team that was revolving around workout tapes, the Knicks would be a 6 seed. I mean, they look great.
No, I mean, I'm over it. And there's a lot of Knicks fans that are over that stuff. But I think it's these accounts that put this stuff together. You know what I mean? Like you'll get like these accounts are like 500,000 followers, and you have no idea who they are. Like you know what I mean? But they were just we sources say this, sources say that, and they'll be like, look at Mitchell Robinson working on his dribble. Knicks fans should be excited, and then like everybody like it's all look at that, and it's like Knicks fans are delusional. They think they're gonna miss, or Knicks fans are it's just whatever. Don't get me started on that. But it's not all Knicks fans that are like that. I
know. I've just noticed these videos lately because a lot of the people that follow you, I guess, will like something and then they'll pop up. They'll propagate. Is that the word?
Mitch Robinson's getting them out there because he wants to show that he's working on his game.
Oh, my God. They're so annoying. I'm like,
they are.
And
they're not that impressive, to be honest. If he's shooting jump shots, okay, let me see you shoot those jump shots. I'm not going to be like, oh, my God, retweet this, like it. Oh, my God, share it. This is incredible. Just be like, all right, good. Work on that jumper, but I expect you to be in the gym.
See,
but I don't need you doing crossovers and behind the back and like, crossing over a guy that like me and you in the gym.
No, it's so stupid. And this is why Knicks fans are like, oh, Mitchell Robinson's going to be better than Jared Allen. I don't know. Okay, because Jared Allen doesn't go on Twitter and show him videos of him.
The Afro pick. He's just
like he's actually just playing basketball. This just drives me. I just can't take these stupid fucking videos.
Through the pen too.
Time. It was the Frank one that drew me nuts, and then he missed shots. I'm like, he's missing them. He's not even making the shots. He missed two of the shots.
Oh man. It's absurd. I agree. I think the practice stuff is so stupid. I think it's just like, what do we do? We're embarrassing ourselves right now. Every time somebody gets excited about that, I say that to Knicks fans. You guys are embarrassing yourself right now, getting excited about this. Mitchell Robinson is not even impressive, first of all.
We're taking that clip.
Yeah, I'm just, come on, whatever.
So you made national news headlines this past week.
Right.
Explain this whole tweet thing. This is strange. Explain this whole Le'Veon Bell thing.
So I sent out a tweet. Just randomly thought. I'm like, you know what? Le'Veon Bell, he hurt his hamstring, and he was very unimpressive last year. Wasn't his fault, but he was. And he maybe lost half step, but just Adam Gase sucks and doesn't know how to use him, and they shouldn't have signed him in the first place, first of all. So I said Le'Veon Bell may go down as the worst free agent signing in Jets history, and that's saying something.
And you wrote Le'Veon Bell.
I wrote his name. I didn't add him. Didn't add him. I just wrote his name. Like the right way with the hyphen in the middle and the whole thing.
Yeah.
He likes it. Like it got a few likes, 5 or 6. It was going to be like a nothing tweet. You know what I'm saying? And 5 or 6 likes, and then he likes it, and the thing just fucking exploded to like 1,200, 1,500 likes, and like everybody's like, oh, what do you think? Like, it's not his fault. The Jets can't. I'm like, so I had to put like, instead of responding to 500 people, I just had to write a tweet underneath it that said, this is why, what I just explained. It's not really his fault, but if the production's not there, the signing sucks. Like, it doesn't matter if he gets hurt, the signing sucks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he's not on the field, and if he's getting 700 yards a year, like that signing sucks. He's supposed to be a star, but he's not. And then, of course, I do your favorite thing, and I put it. We'll talk about this more on our podcast next week. Click here.
The ultimate so much. The Don King of Twitter.
Yeah, man,
tweets.
That's it, man. The promotion.
So how did he find it?
I have no idea. He must have been sitting there
searching his name.
Twitter searched his name, and he saw it and liked it. Like he's putting me on notice, and that's great. Put me on notice. I'm a Jets fan. Put me on notice. Make me look stupid. Blow me up. I don't care. Do whatever you got to do. Just fucking get on the field and play. Like, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are like, he's going to clown you. Like, how is he clowning me? I'm a diehard Jets fan. It's in my blood. I want them to win. I want them to do well. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just stating a fact. You know what I mean? Like, there's other free agent busts, obviously Trumaine Johnson or Neil O'Donnell or Sam Cowher. There's all these kind of scrubs, Ronnie Lott, like all these guys they got. But Leonard Marshall, I can go on and for days. But there's nobody that was like him, who was supposed to be a superstar. Like, it's not about the true. Nobody knew who Trumaine Johnson is until he was on the Jets. Like, he had good stats with I think it was the Rams, whoever it was. He had great stats and he was good, and they paid him too much and he sucked. But guess what? Le'Veon Bell was a superstar with the Steelers. Superstar.
Oh yeah, best back in the NFL.
Yeah, and easily, and he was out for a year, and that's fine. The Jets get him. I disagreed with getting him, like I disagree with the Giants taking Saquon Barkley. I don't think you should value a running back that high unless you're ready to win that season. Like you're ready, like you're on the cusp, and you need that extra back. Like the Cowboys when they got Elliott, they just had a bad year. Their quarterback got hurt. They're like, oh yes, let's get him. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. And then I somehow what was it, heavy.com saw my tweet and put it into their article. I guess he's a Steelers reporter, and put it into the article saying, like, co-host of the Bad Weather Fans podcast said XYZ about him, and I was all right, like, cool, thanks.
I think of like I take my phone, it's like Le'Veon Bell's just like
sitting there getting treatment on his hamstring.
It's just like him with his phone, bored as fuck, looking. I mean, like, I guess I've never wrote my own name in a Twitter search. I don't know what would come up. Not as much as he would. No. It's just so weird to me to think Le'Veon Bell's sitting there, and he comes across your tweet and likes it. Like, out of all the people in this stupid city, he's got to come find yours.
Mine,
oh my God.
And the best part is that I'm rooting for him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But use it, man. Use it. I'm sure he's listening to this podcast right now, and we'll add him on the.
You should add him.
Tweet.
Add him. See what happens.
Be like, dude, we talked about the tweet that you liked. That one he won't
see. That one he won't see.
Yeah,
he's too busy. He probably gets added all the time.
I'm sure it's funny. I'm sure all athletes do this. I'm sure they all do. Sit there and search their tweets. Look through their names. I'm sure some of them even do it at halftime at games. Like, they get their phone and they look on Twitter and see what people are saying about them. And I think the ones that can separate themselves from that become real superstars are the ones that ignore that shit. Like,
I would not be able to ignore it.
Me neither. I gotta be honest.
I would
can't not like, I'll go to the bathroom just to pee, and I'm like on my phone, just like, oh, Twitter. You know what I mean?
No, I know. Like, if you were a big time player, let's say you were a star. I don't know, where would you, like, you're even like you're the 8th best player on the Cavs. Like, I could see you looking it up, like, oh, they're not giving me my minutes.
Tristan Thompson or something.
Staff's not giving me my minutes. You're looking it up, and it's like, Alex Vanessowitz not getting his minutes. Like that.
Yeah. But you can't do it during a game. If they do that during a game, they can get in deep shit. Remember who took out their phone, like Joel Embiid or somebody?
No,
he was on the bench.
Embiid. It was
but he looked at it. It was what's his name? Evans? Was it Evans?
No, it was a guy Amir Johnson.
Was it Amir Johnson? Oh,
was it Amir Johnson?
I was thinking of somebody. Well, who cares? It was some nondescript Sixers player, but he pulled out his phone.
But by the way, Quentin Nelson is the name you're looking for.
Quentin Nelson, yes, and he's going to be a Hall of Fame guard. He's just killing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was Amir Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Amir Johnson, fine. Yeah, because that was game 1, I believe. Nets.
Oh, it was?
Sixers. That was game 1. Yes, the game the Nets won, as you said, the parade for Flatbush because they won a game.
It down Flatbush Avenue, six seed parade, 42 games.
6 seed parade. Oh, well, you're gonna get a virtual parade in 2 years, next year.
Thank God. Well, where do they do the parade? Because they're not doing it in Manhattan. They're Brooklyn,
they would do it. They would do it in Brooklyn by the Barclays Center.
Yeah,
Go
just
down
do it there.
On Fifth Ave would work.
Yeah,
I hate parades. I'm not a parade person. I think they're the stupidest things ever.
I think they're stupid too. But guess what? If the Jets or the Knicks or the Mets win a championship, I'm at that parade.
Oh God,
I am there. I'm there.
Why?
I'll be there at 3 a.m. I'll be waiting.
Why?
And I'll take off from work.
Okay,
Just because I've never had that moment.
Okay,
you can.
Yeah. Okay, here. Okay, go to the parade. You can't drink. You doing it?
I can't drink. Oh, I'll drink. I'll find a way.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Yeah. Would you go if you had to be sober the whole time?
Probably. I'll probably go my. It depends if it's a Jets championship in bizarre world. I'll probably go my dad. If it's a Knicks one, I'll go my buddy Randall. I mentioned before. Mets one, I'm not sure who I'd go with, but I'd be there. It's just
I can't stand a parade. They're so boring. You just stand. Your feet hurt.
Yeah.
You've been to them going home.
Working, right? You've been them working there.
I've never worked a parade. I don't like any parade. Like Disney World.
Oh no, yeah.
I just don't like the idea
waving to
of a parade.
Hey, princess.
Yeah, no, the whole
my person in a costume. Yeah.
You're just standing there looking at people drive on a float. I don't know. Like, what are you doing with yourself?
It's cool.
I'm gonna spend a day standing and watching another human fucking being go on a float. Like, oh my God, Pete Alonso threw me a Bud Light. Okay,
and he drank it.
Oh my God, Pete Alonso drinks beer.
Like, okay.
I don't know. I don't get the parade thing. Just not.
What's funny?
My gimmick.
The most bizarre parade I've ever seen. I was actually in the city when it's still my current job at a bank. So I was working near 42nd Street. I had to go. I had a real bad back, and I had a chiropractor appointment like right by 42nd Street during my lunch break. And I get out of there, and it's when the All-Star game was at Citi Field, and they had a parade down 42nd Street with all of the All-Stars. It was like the weirdest thing because everybody's, New York City, 42nd Street, everybody's just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who are these people? They have I saw Mookie Wilson, and he was on a parade, on a float for some reason. He was, he's played in the 80s. And I was just like, oh, cool. I took a picture of him. I took a picture of, I think Matt Harvey drove by, and then Mike Trout I saw, and I was just, all right, I'm getting back to work. This is fucking boring.
Yeah, don't go to the Knicks parade when they win the title in 2078.
I'm making a speech at that parade. I'm gonna be.
Oh God, if there was a Knicks parade, I'd have to just.
Oh man, yeah, hide. You're gonna just go in a hole. Yeah,
I'll go with you to the Knicks parade. How about that? That would be my own personal hell.
I think it'll be cool to be at the parade, but be at the end of the parade where you can actually see the speeches at the end, because at least you're in the crowd and you can hear some. You're not just some guy and like watch
it on the internet, watch it on TV. You could just watch it on TV.
I don't know
the atmosphere.
I gotta be there.
And this is every parade when the team wins the title, they say the same thing. And you're the best fans in the world. It's like, no, okay.
We'll do it again next year.
Yeah, you're the best fans. Like, are you the best fans? No, not really. I mean,
Knicks fans are, obviously. Knicks fans are the best fans.
Knicks fans are
the smartest fans. Yeah.
Oh, God. Not smartest. Most the Knicks fan and their, fake intelligence. Holy crap. I know. Sorry to all our great
fake
listeners.
Intelligence.
What's your poll question this week before I get myself in trouble?
Okay. And then we'll do picks. And we'll do.
Oh, yeah. You want to do picks first? I'm sorry. I'm new to this picks thing. How did I do last week?
Honestly, I don't know. So you missed the game. You missed the Panthers game, but I was looking at mine, and I did 8 out of 16, which is pretty bad. So, but I went 500, so I'm okay. But
that's good.
I was going through and I saw the ones. You only differed for me maybe 2 or 3 of them. So I didn't get a chance to look back and forth. That is a rough week. I told you before. So I didn't get a chance to do that. So you probably had around 8. Also,
I'll take it.
Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. So
it's all guessing. It's just guessing with the stupid spread.
Yeah, it's all guessing. But we'll get it. We'll get our standings up and we'll get that going because I think people care. I mean,
all right, hit the music.
Us. Okay. Did we do the Francesa line that Dolan Trump did last week where they play for pay? which is the dumbest fucking thing ever. I'm sorry. Okay, let me get my screenshots up here. So hold on. Not prepared for this one at all. Okay, here we go. Oh, I don't have my picks here. Hold on. Everybody hold. Do the Francis. Hold on. Sorry, Francis. I love you. Okay, no, I don't. But all right, so here we go. So we have Panthers at Buccaneers. Panthers are getting 9.5 points. Your pick.
I didn't understand what the get it means until a year ago. I didn't know picks at all. No, I didn't understand. I thought it was
degenerate gambler. So it's
I thought it was minus and plus, and someone was like get. I'm like, I don't know what that means. but I had somebody I worked with taught me very well.
Yeah. Was it Craig Carton?
No, it was not Craig Carton.
Sorry.
Okay, so what is it? Panthers -9? No, they're
Panthers getting 9.5 at Tampa.
Here you go. Ready? Brady can't play that bad twice in a row. They'll come out. They'll be fine. I like what Matt Rule's doing. They've got a good young nucleus. Teddy Bridgewater looked better than we thought. I haven't even watched the game, but I'm just assuming this is what I would say.
Robbie Anderson looked good on that one touchdown.
So, Brady can't be bad 2 weeks in a row or 2 weeks in a row. I know it's a lot of points, but I'll take the Bucks.
You sound like you've heard a bunch of these segments in your life. Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks too. For that,
can I do them all like this? Will you be mad?
Yes, you can. That'd be funny. The generic football pick going. Okay, so we have Lions at Packers. Lions getting 6.5. Your pick.
This one's easy to me. We saw Aaron Rodgers brilliant last week, 4 touchdowns. Clearly, he's coming out with an edge. We know what they did in the draft when they took Jordan Love. This is an Aaron Rodgers that's focused. There's something about the Lions. They're just the Lions. Matthew Stafford, big contract.
Dome team, right? Yeah, soft.
I think I saw Galladay is out. Hey, producer, is Galladay out? Let me know in the next 8 seconds before we move on to the next.
Hurry up.
The fuck out. I'll take the Packers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Packers too. I do think Aaron Rodgers bounces back, and he got screwed a little bit last week, and well, he won, and they won last week, so never mind. I screwed myself. See, I twisted myself. See, I screwed myself. See, I know so much. Okay, next one we have Broncos at Steelers. We have the Broncos getting 6.5. Big Ben looked good last week, but it was the Giants. What do you think? What's your pick?
I didn't watch a second of Broncos Titans, but I saw people tweet how disappointed they were in Denver. So I'll make the assumption that Tennessee won the game and Denver didn't play well. Normally, I'm more on top of this. Last week, I had a kid. I
had a baby. It's okay. I had a puppy, so I was out of it also.
Yeah, exactly. Which we can do a dog cat episode in a future podcast. I'm gonna take. What's the line?
It is 6.5. Broncos are getting 6.5.
This is tough.
It is a hard game.
Steelers.
And Connor's out. John Connor's out, I think, also for the Steelers. So the running back.
James Conner.
That's it, John Conner. Oh yeah.
John Conner was in Terminator.
And the former Jets fullback. Yes. Yeah.
Benny Snell looked like he could be the full down guy. Juju Smith-Schuster responded. Big Ben
had some zip on his ball still, right?
I mean, that Steeler defense at the top 2 defense with not the other Watt, he's great too. So I like what I've seen with the Steelers. Put Big Ben back in the mix. Can Benny Snell be the cowbell for them? I think he can. I think this Bronco thing is a little overrated. We only saw last year from
Jerry
the quarterback
Jeudy, rookie
there.
wide receiver. Yeah.
I just think this could be a bounce back game for Denver, but. Give me the Steelers with Big Ben. They're my sleeper Super Bowl team.
Wow. See, I'm going the other way. I'm picking the Broncos. I think the Steelers are, Juju Smith-Schuster is a little banged up. I'm sure he's fine. Maybe he just doesn't want them to prepare. Don't you love that where they put somebody in the injury report like, oh, we just don't want them to prepare for Big Ben. Like, of course he's playing. You know what I mean? Things like that. So Juju is a little banged up this week, but he's playing. But I'm taking the Broncos. I think that they might bounce back with I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
But I'm also trying to win my picks pool, so I got to bet some obvious games that I think people are going to buy. And they could still lose, but I'm getting the 6.5. So
do you want to go first for some of them? I feel like so.
It's okay. Well, all right, sure. So we have Giants at Bears, and Giants getting 5.5. I am going with the Bears. I think the Giants are going to suck this year. I think they're going to be absolutely abysmal. I have no feeling one way or the other. I think it's all about Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley's development, and Darius Slayton looks pretty good, but Evan Ingram, I don't know if he's fine, but I just don't see it with the Giants have no defense, and I don't see it. And I think the Bears are Mitch Trubisky looked pretty good, and I think they're going to be fine. So I'm going with the Bears.
I'll go with the Giants here, Alex. I have to disagree. I think the Giants last week versus the Steelers, why are you laughing at me? One bad Daniel Jones pass, and that's a different ball game. So the Giants hung in there with a team in the Steelers that many feel could be in the AFC Championship. And Mitchell Trubisky, week 1, looking good. I think the Giants' pass rush is better than people let on. 2.5 sacks last week. They actually got to Big Ben. I think they're going up against a Bears team that's not as good as Pittsburgh. I think the Giants go in there. Home field doesn't matter as it did in years past. I think you get a rebound game from Saquon Barkley. He uses those words of encouragement from Tiki Barber, and you see a Giants team that not only goes in and covers, I think they go in and win.
Oh, There we go. So, you're going to bet the money line on the Giants, huh? You're going to do the money line Giants. You think Saquon Barkley actually blocks someone this week? You think that over under 3 blocks to this game?
I think he does. I think Saquon has a big game. I do. I do. I like his heart.
You're killing me because it's so generic. Football, tell you anybody could. It's just you're killing me because I know you're doing this based on your experience in your life and all the shows you've listened to. This is how
I would do it. You want me to? That's what I think. Don't give me that.
I know it's great.
You got to.
I'm just laughing because I know you as like, okay. So I'll stop laughing. So and there's something else I used to hear on Max Kellerman when he was normal before he sold out and went on TV. He was on ESPN Radio. He used to have a funny like bit with a typical football analyst guy, and it was like a whole thing, and it was like really funny. So that's what I keep thinking about. So I have next one. I have Cowboys, Falcons at Cowboys. The Falcons are getting 4.5. So every team home this so far has been favorites. So I'm going with the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are fucking loaded. I think that they're gonna be. This is gonna be one of their years. They're gonna go. I mean, they lost last week, and that's okay. But I just feel like this is the year. And the Falcons, I mean, I don't know. They're such a weird team. Matt Ryan's such a weird player. I can't. I don't trust them. And I know there's no crowd, but I'm taking the Cowboys.
Well, the Falcons can score points. We saw that with Matt Ryan. Here's a guy, even at his age that's increasing, borderline Hall of Famer, which we can save for another segment. He played phenomenal in the last week, even though the team did not win the game. Here's the problem with the Cowboys, and they're at 0-1, and they had a tough loss last week, but you would expect them to rebound. This is a team that has aspirations to go to the Super Bowl. Mike McCarthy's there early stages. This is where his veteran leadership shows up in that locker room. Jason Garrett's now calling the bad plays for the Giants. I like the Cowboys to respond, and I think they get a really big game from Dak Prescott, and this will be the game where Amari Cooper kind of seals the deal and breaks out a little bit in week 2. That's my fantasy lock. Take Amari Cooper and Daly. I'm telling you.
Amari Cooper.
Hopefully he's not on the injured list.
I like that. I like the little fantasy tidbits in there. Act like you're an expert. There's no such thing as a fantasy football expert, guys. Just so everybody knows, nobody's a fantasy football expert. It's a fake genre. Okay, that's fine.
How many more of these do we have?
About 50. No, I'm just kidding. let's do it fast. Let's try to go rapid fire. And then we get the Jets. We'll talk a little more. Yeah. Okay, so we have Rams at Eagles. It's pretty much a push. Rams are getting the Eagles are getting half a point.
Give me the Rams.
I'm taking the Rams as well. Okay, so then we have Jags at Titans. Division game. We got the Jaguars are getting 9.5.
Give me the Jaguars.
I'm taking the Titans.
Mania is good.
Then we have the Niners at the Jets. The Jets are getting 6.5.
Give me the Jets. I'd like them to win.
Really?
No, I'll take the 49ers.
Oh, my God. I was about to be like, really? I want to hear why. The Jets are a mess, man. Yeah. And they're my team, but, man, they're fucking like Jamison Crowder's out Sunday. They got Braxton Berrios, Hogan. They have
I like
Perriman.
Their depth at wide receiver.
They're great, man. They're great. Maybe they're trying to rush LaMichael Perrine. The rookie running back from Florida that's hurt. They're trying to rush him back from injury because Le'Veon Bell's out. They're going to have Frank Gore, who was older than us, and he's going to start at running back for the Jets.
When is Frank? Keep going. I want to look up Frank Gore. Who's older? That's a big close question.
I think he's older. Anyway. So we have Vikings at Colts. Vikings are getting 3.5. Both teams lost last week.
Give me the Vikings.
I'm taking the Vikings as well. We have Bills at Dolphins.
Oh, this is okay. I'll just interrupt. So Frank Gore was born May 14th, 1983. Yep. I'm 4 days older than Frank Gore.
Oh, look at you, man. You won. Good at that. Yeah. Good for you. I was born November 7th, 1984. So November 7th. So I'm younger. So
you're younger, yeah.
So, okay, so we got Bills at Dolphins. We have Dolphins are getting 5.5. I'm picking the Bills.
Yeah, I think that seems like the smart take. But right. Sometimes I'm like, my gut says that. Let me go with the Dolphins. I like their coach. They're coached well.
Yes, they are coached well, but I don't think they're ready. And I think the Bills are
the Bills are good.
They were 2 Josh Allen fumbles last week away from beating the Jets like 45-0.
That's true. That's true.
And a Jamison Crowder miracle touchdown. So then we have the Washington football team at the Cardinals. That's the Washington is getting 6.5. Your thoughts?
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Although, I'll give you real analysis. That Washington front can get to the quarterback.
Right.
So that'll be kind of fun to watch going up against Kyler Murray and him swiveling and squirming around. I just can't see Washington 2-0. What's that?
Yeah. The rookie pass rusher. I forgot his name. He was like the high up in the draft.
Oh yes, I
Yeah. What the
I
hell's his
called
name?
him. Did I tell you I called that guy one
You
time?
called him? Really?
Yeah, this is a true story. So I got his number and I called him to come on our show on CBS. He was not
Yeah.
into it. I can't remember his name now either. I'm blanking.
I'm
on
gonna
that.
get it now. I gotta get it.
Is
Chase Young.
it-
There we go. Chase Young. Chase Young.
Oh, I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking about somebody else. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about on Arizona, the kid they drafted.
Oh, Kyler Murray.
No. The kid they drafted this year in the draft. In the first
Oh, I have
round.
no idea who they drafted this year. No.
No, I know Chase Young is. I know sports.
Hold on. Oh, Simmons, right? They drafted Simmons.
Simmons.
I didn't look that up yet. I swear. I was
Simmons, the kid
typing
from
it.
Clemson.
And then, Clemson. Yeah,
he
the
was
linebacker.
not into that. That was the
Yeah.
first time I've name dropped without choosing a name. That was terrible. I was like, let me name drop it. I don't know the guy's name.
Name drop. Yes. Sorry, Simmons. Isaiah Simmons, right? I think it's Isaiah Simmons. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, Isaiah Simmons.
Okay. So Chiefs at Chargers. Chargers are getting 8.5 at home to the Chiefs.
It's a lot of points at home.
I know.
Chargers. We'll do the Chargers.
Chargers. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going Chiefs. Chiefs are. It's gonna be a while before they lose. Put it that way.
I'm not saying lose. I'm just taking the points.
Yeah, that's true. But still, I don't know. Well, I think the Chargers are opening up their new stadium, right? The LA stadium with nothing in there, nobody in there, right? So that would be pretty cool. It's kind of like a buzzkill. You get like the Raiders are opening up their new stadium and the Chargers
all of this
and
is a buzzkill.
and the Rams.
This all sucks. Yeah,
Sucks. It's like, and these owners, they're billionaires. That's fine, but like they're losing a shit ton of money building these hundreds of millions, billions of dollar stadiums, and then they can't make any money off it. Like, that's
the pandemic, man.
Yeah, man, that sucks. But anyway, so we have 3 more. So we have Ravens at Texans. Texans are getting 6.5.
I'll take the Texans.
Same here. Patriots at Seahawks. Rematch of the Super Bowl, but nobody's left on the teams. Patriots are getting 4.5.
I'll take the Pats.
Taking the Pats. I'm taking the Seahawks. Then we have the Monday night game, Saints at Raiders. They're opening up the new Las Vegas stadium, the new black hole, the Death Star that they're calling.
What's the points?
The points are 5.5. The Raiders are getting.
Give me the Raiders.
Raiders. Okay, I'm taking the Saints. All right,
I'm
we got
going
a
with
lot
the
of different picks
underdogs.
this week. You know what?
There's a lot of underdogs.
Underdogs, yeah. So whatever. Okay, and I'm taking total points 55 if you care about that. But
56.
Thanks. You say 56?
I don't know. Sure.
Did you? No, I'm just laughing because it's like the Price is Right, where somebody goes.
Oh
up and
yeah,
bets
well, that's what I
$1.
did. Yeah, that's why I did that. I just want one above. It's a
All
shootout.
right, so yeah, exactly. So let's go to the poll question. We'll go back to your favorite topic, of course. Knicks fans, why do you think RJ Barrett was left off the all-rookie team? Obvious anti-Nick bias. He didn't deserve it, or reporters that want attention.
All three.
Really?
It should be all three.
You're serious? I
Yeah.
should have done all of the above.
Yeah, I should have done. I mean, or my response. Why wasn't he on the all-second team?
That's what I'm saying. At least all second. So what doesn't make any sense to me is that he finished 8th in Rookie of the Year voting, but he's not one of the 10 best rookies. Like, how does
That's
that
strange.
does that make any sense?
That's very
Like,
strange. That doesn't make any
Nick
sense.
bias, bro. It's just
Well, I mean, I guess it could be positions. I didn't look at the 7 in front of him.
Uh-huh.
But I guess that would be the only answer.
Yeah,
right?
well, he didn't get like a
7
first
other
place
guards.
vote, but he got votes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Hey, Alex, here's the deal. Relax. Don't worry. It's all about the future. It's not about how many people voted. It's not about blank at the blank at blank.com. It's about how he progresses moving forward. So calm down.
Okay. Well, we got a lot of votes on this one because I dropped this poll question right after it happened. So everybody was all fired up. Yeah, so it was like almost 500 votes on this one. And the winner was, drum roll, please. Can I get a drum roll? No, you can't do drums. That was a pitiful drum roll. Anyway, obvious anti-Nick bias won 70.6%. So
Playing to your
fed up,
base.
man.
Playing to your base.
My base, like I'm a politician.
Playing to your base.
Let's see some shout outs. Oh, here we go. We got RJ Felton at RJ Felton 1. He goes, clicks, clout, likes. That's why they voted against him. We have, let's see, who else can we get on here? Stacey Patton at Stacey Patton 89. The great Stacey Patton. Rest in peace, Malik Sealy from the movie Eddie. Your favorite movie.
That was a good movie. I like that movie.
It was a great movie. Fantastic.
It was a good movie.
That was actually the first time I ever saw the Knicks suck. Was in Eddie. It was like it came out in the late 90s, and it was just so weird. Like, well, the Knicks can't suck. I'm like, this is strange. Anyway,
now that would be a good team.
Now it would be the other way. Like, I can't believe it. There's a movie like the Indians, like Major League movie.
And the Knicks are good.
Yeah, the Knicks are good. So he goes, so Stacey Patton says, I don't actually think it's an anti-Nick bias per se. I think it's just a tendency to follow lazy narratives. Then again, One lazy narrative is that everyone on the Knicks is the worst player in the history of mankind, which I think you agree with.
No, that's not. Nah, that's a funny answer though.
That's a good answer. You accept it? You accept that answer?
I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Okay, cool. Then we have LAFRENYR at 22 SMK22. He goes, D, fuck it. Get him angry and let's go next season. I like that.
I don't know where you're going, but sure.
We're going somewhere. We have our guy Shannon Ferguson, a very interactive, good fan of the podcast. What's up, Shannon? He goes, he's at EEPDLLC, or it's two I's, I can't tell. He goes, obvious anti-Nick bias. They'll screw a deserving kid over it. They have no conscience. So, Shannon, what's up? He knows what he's talking about. Let's see. We have, Mike Biseglia, at Mike Delivers Pot. He goes, you should rephrase. Didn't make the all-rookie second team. First is pretty obvious. And then I said, not really. I don't know how Zion makes it with 20 games played. So it doesn't make any sense.
Sorry, he's Zion.
But he's Zion. I mean, he dominated. That's 17 games before the bubble.
Good. How is Zion not going to be on that thing?
I know. They have to. But that's absurd. It should be advanced. It should be some kind of metrics, especially when, the All-NBA team, there should be some kind of statistical metric.
Yeah, but it also was a weird season. There wasn't played that many games out of 82. It was interrupted. He would have. I mean, he probably, I don't know, 30.
Well, like I said before, RJ Barrett would have, I think he was starting to come on to his own. He's starting to wave off from Julius Randle. He's starting to do a lot of things. I don't know for sure, obviously, but
yeah, no, I feel that.
We're relying on per 36 for Terrence Davis to get on the rookie second team. Why can't I rely on what I think was about to happen? Because he had a good 6 games before.
If you had a vote, you could use that logic. I mean, you really could.
It's my vote. I can do whatever I want. Yeah, you want to write in and vote for president for Harambe, then that's your choice. You want to ruin the country, but that's your prerogative. It's your vote.
It's your vote.
Okay, so we have our guy Val Heyman at CHANDON Gaza. Terrence Davis averages 7 points and 1 assist. That's his answer. Just perfect answer, and that's it. That's what you got. And I think and we got one last one. Buddha. He's at Buddhalicious, one of our good followers as well, one of our fans of the podcast. Your favorite?
Great name.
He goes, 100% media bias is his answer.
100%. Bad Weather Fans, episode
97. 100.
Congratulations to all the people that thought to take the Heat. Smart people to take the Heat.
I picked the Heat, and you looked at me like I was crazy. So I was like, you know what? Maybe that's the stupid thing.
I picked the Heat in my CBS pool.
I'm so mad.
I picked the Heat in my CBS guest.
Yeah,
sorry about that. Anyway, episode.
I'm so mad. We could have had a good video that I can show to everybody. Look how smart I am. Look, I picked the Heat.
Go find it. I ain't stopping you.
No, but I said it, and then I backtracked, and then I made it my fun pick. You know what I mean? My crazy pick. So at least I got that.
Heat are playing great basketball. Hey guys, don't forget, check out theprosclub.com. A lot of other great content there to check out other podcasts on there, like Real Talk Basketball with Rex Walters. He has a couple of interviews up. Ben Howland, David Fisdale, former Knicks coach, is up there. Had one with Fran Fraschilla that's up. You guys might find it interesting. They go and talk about some of the draft picks that the Knicks could be involved in. And, what are the Knicks? 8? Is that
8
right?
And 27 or 26.
You find that interesting. Talk a little NBA draft. Also, new podcast headed to the Pros Club. It's the Good Shepherd with David Shepard, who we're going to get on this podcast because him and Alex are going to hate each other, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, you keep saying that. You're making me hate him, and I don't even know him yet.
Check out if you go at the Pros Club. I've tweeted out some of his YouTube videos, so you can find him there. You can see him, Alex, and
fun listen. Yeah,
I think you guys are going to hate each other. It's going to be great.
You keep saying that.
It's going to be so
making
good.
me already have a rivalry with him, and I've never even met him.
It's going to be so good. Mike delivers the Big O beer reviews on there also. Check it out, theprosclub.com. Don't forget as well for this podcast, give a 5-star rating. Leave a comment. We'll do this moving forward. We will read your comment on a future episode. Alex, right. I'm glad I did not get Wally pipped, and I'm back. Thank you for having me.
You are on my Mount Rushmore of podcasts. I'll tell you that, though. We can do more sports cliches that I know piss you off.
Bad Weather Fans, episode 28. Alex.
Okay, we're ending this. Yes.
We'll talk.
Happy New Year, all my Jewish brothers and sisters. Lashana Tova again.
Lashana Tova.
And there we go. Yep.
See you.
And see you later.